Hello and welcome to the CMEX podcast. My name is Clarissa McCallum, Marketing Coordinator here at CMEX. I'm joined as always by Brenda Lee, our Communications Specialist. Hi, Brenda.
Hello, how are you? How is
Hi.
everybody?
Great.
Good.
Okay.
We've got our product development team on with us. We have Paul, Mike, and Julien, and we're going to talk a lot about Holstein proofs, and I don't want to waste any time, so I'll just let them get into it.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah, great. There's lots to dive into, ladies. So let's not waste any time and get right to some of the excitement. And I think one of the biggest exciting things that I often like to talk about on this, and Paul, Julien, we talked a little bit about this yesterday when we were talking about a summary of the proof, is we're an international company. Our internal program, our external program are trying to make bowls that suit countries all around the world. We're not just a North American company. We sell to around the world to so many countries, and we're trying to make bowls that fit those domestic proofs as well. So just wanted to do some quick hits on some of the highlights from some of those countries around the world. Some of the names you're going to hear later as we talk about some of the bowls and how they did in North America. But I think that just shows the strength of our diversity and the way we're trying to make a global product for our customers everywhere. One of the countries we typically do very well is the UK. We always have strong results there on a variety of the different merits. This round, we did have the number 2 type merit bull in AOT Hampshire. And he appears on some lists as well here in North America, but always been a popular bull and sold very well in the UK. A couple of mammary specialists that I'm sure we'll get to later in this, hard to avoid them in conversation, is King's Ransom Dropbox at number 8 for mammary system, and Mr. Ernest Anthony Have No Fear at number 10. So pair of bulls obviously creating quite a bit of buzz everywhere around the world and doing a great job in the UK. Progenesis Pattern, who I'll get to later, I'm sure, as we talk about proven bulls, debuted in the UK as the number 2 or number 22 PLI sire in the UK as well. On the genomic bulls in the UK, we have 3 bulls in the top 10. Progenesis Preston, Attaway Beyond Fitness, and Attaway Beyond Faithful. So a nice trio of bulls and a nice group in the UK. In Italy, an important market for us, a strong day as well. On the genomic PFT sires, 6 bulls in the top 20 sires. On the proven lists, we also did very well with bulls like Progenesis Pattern at number 8, Progenesis Royal Flush at number 13, and Sandy Valley Profile at number 18. So a strong showing in Italy for our friends there as well. In Germany, a strong day with a couple of bulls. We have the number 1 genomic sire in Germany, guys, by the name of Veterano, just a one name bull, lives in Hungary, should be very popular for them. I know they're quite excited about him and ready to roll with him. The number 3 proven sire in Germany, a name I've already mentioned, is Progenesis Pattern. So Pattern was a popular bull for us in many markets, so no surprise to see him coming up on a couple of other lists. And then even the Czech Republic. I don't know if we've been given an update on the Czech Republic before, but the number 2 and the number 3 proven bull in the Czech Republic belong to CMEX in Progenesis Banksy and Progenesis Benny, a pair of bulls that were quite popular as young sires as well. So really a strong day globally for us. I think our distributors and our sales network and our customers should be very happy with what they've used and the results that have came out in Proof Day, because Proof Day obviously is a scorecard, if you will, of how the bulls turn out. But I think we had a good day here in North America as well. Paul, I think TPI is one of our biggest topics we talk about. There's a lot to overview there. So what's your thoughts on how we did here in North America on the TPI system?
Yeah, we did quite well. I guess I'm going to do a little bit of an overview of the TPI, Mike, here, just in general. So to update everybody, so sometimes we have changes, and we've talked about those. So the short answer is no formula changes to the GTPI or net merit formula. We had a base change earlier this year and no changes there. As we looked at the data and process it, essentially no changes. We seen maybe just a freckle drop in the TPI overall for bull on bull and just a slight change in net merit. So we're talking 5 GTI points and maybe 2 net merits across 100,000 bulls. So net, I would say no changes overall. There was one change at the top of the list I did want to talk about. Unfortunately, we don't get to market this bull, but there is a new number one GTPI bull, and his name is OCD Sheepster, and he's going to have a huge influence in our program. This bull's got about 450 milking daughters in his proof. He's a high production bull, a high combined fat and protein with a solid type and solid health traits. The reason I bring him up is because he's going to be a big influence in our program. We have 6 of his sons that are over 3,500 GTPI today, including High Level, Watchman, High Pace, Minesweeper, Heavenly, and Torchlight, and we've used them all very heavily as mating sires. He will be equally important to us on the bottom side of the pedigree, on the maternal grandsire side. As I look at his influence there, we have roughly 50 bulls at CMAX here today that have sheepster mothers that are over 3,500 GTPI. And on the net merit side, he's even more important, as we have about 60 bulls that are over 1,000 net merit that have sheepster mothers. So he'll be a big influence for us. And speaking of mothers, I did want to mention the Holstein International magazine just came out with their 2025 Global Cow of the Year, and we are strongly, strongly represented in that magazine. And that's a voting by a couple judges, and then it's a People's Choice Award as well. So they come up with an overall winner every year. I'm going to start in the third spot. At the third place spot is Mystique Lambda Annis. Excellent 93 that completes 13 generations of very good or excellent, and she's been a mainstay in the Progenesis female program for quite some time. She's the dam of Anahita, Ambrose, and Anish. And those 3 bulls are average over 3480 on their LPI and 14 confirmation. Coming in at second spot is AOT Deluxe Highlighted, who's excellent 91. She completes 14 generations of very good or excellent back to Della herself. We have 12 sons of Highlighted in the program, and they average right at 3460 GTPI, about 950 of milk, 1.5 a type, and essentially the same for udders. Break even for DPR, and less than a half a point of stature. So quite a beautiful group of those that I highlighted. And I'm happy to report she calved about 3 or 4 days ago at Seamers Holsteins on her 3rd lactation and is off to quite a nice start. And earlier this fall, Julien and I had a chance to see her dam and grand dam are both still in lactation. So that's pretty neat. Coming at that number 1 spot this time was SSI Doc Have Not 8784. She's excellent, 96 points, and completes 10 generations of excellent back to Della as well. We have 4 sons of hers at CMEX, Habit, Harlem, Heater, and Heath. And all 4 of those bulls are A2, and they average about 600 pounds of milk, over 2 points of type, and just a hair under 2 points of udder composite with a break-even DPR. So in that global contest, we're extremely well represented in the top 3 cows of the global contest this year, and they're going to have huge influences on our program. So to get into some particulars, Julien, I'll hand the baton to you, and you're going to update us on some of the proven bulls in the USA and how we rank.
Thank you, Paul. I mean, nice summary to get it started. Nice overview. I'm going to stick here with the higher proven bulls we have that added daughters, fairly new bulls. Get it started with our highest ranking bull, Progenesis Perky. It's a game day son. He's also a bull that will have a lot of influence on our program. So Perky ranks number 15 in the breed. He's 3292 TPI, so he moved up in production, in milk, with the addition of 28 daughters. So these are really early daughters that were calved in the summer, fairly young. So with that, he lost a bit of percentages of fat and protein, but I can certainly see that coming right back up. But he went up for type with 28, actually 19 daughters per type. He went up by 0.13. Interesting fact, if you look at the top 100, and there's a million ways to do a ranking, but if you take the bulls that are over a point on type and over a point on other composite, it'd be the number 2 TPI bull in the breed. So quite respectable that way. We used him fairly well as a mating sire with success. He's the sire of Aurora Fargo that we use quite heavily as a mating sire. Of course, you'll probably see next year. I don't want to name a number there, but probably 20, 25 sons easily between the Fargo sons and the higher level. They'll dominate our TPI ranking for young sires next year. And Perky's also the sire of Aurora Lyrics and other sire's son, Eldon Tweed Perky Man. So quite a good deal for Perky. It'll be exciting to see what the next few daughters will be added to his proof will do. But he's a very important bull for CMAX, and we're glad to see him doing well at this stage. Next bull I want to talk about is Peak Power Star. He's he added a bunch of daughters, probably like 100 daughters for production. He's a strength bull with high rear rudders. Regs number 17 in the breed. We're glad to see him there. Just a high fertility bull that got used quite heavily that keeps having daughters. Also, a fun fact about him, his highest son is beyond eye power. So he's the son of Eyelighted, the cow that Paul just mentioned a minute ago. And this bull has a full sister, so the highest daughter of Power Star is a full sister to High Power, so another very popular bull. And that Power Star daughter is the dam of one of the highest TPI and LPI bull we have. So influencing the breed through his daughters, but also his sons. Okay, then a couple more here I want to talk about. Fly Irish Sugar High gets down at number 42 for TPI, but very unique bull with a lot of production with 1649 of milk and almost break even for DPR, only minus 0. Actually, yeah, it's break even on DPR. Also a high fertility bull, well recognized with the high wide rear rudders that he transmits, slope to the rump, width to the rump, and the bull has been extremely popular. He's got over $1,000 at his proof now, so for production, so extremely reliable. He's got over 400 for type. So any manager to stay the same on type with that many more daughters. So very interesting bull here in Sugar High. In many countries too, he's been popular. He's also got really high numbers in Canada. And just maybe the last one, a newer one on the TPI list that I want to mention is Progenesis Maastricht. Now comes in at number 55 for TPI. It's fairly unique. It's a Zemer's Brave from a pyramid. It's a very unique in his pedigree. He's just starting with a proof with 21 daughters. From 21 to 249. He had 21 in the summer. He had a little over 200 daughters and shot up 279 pounds of milk and 186 points of TPI. So quite a jump with new daughters in there. Again, another high fertility bull, low somatic cell, plus 0.4 in DPR, and really solid components. So Progenesis Maastricht, one of the stronger, newer bull on the proven list. Now, not to take anything away from the young bulls, Paul, you have a few of the young bulls you want to mention on the TPI ranking?
Yeah, for sure, Julian. Hey, when we traveled to Aurora, right, we saw that early Perky that was fresh. I think that was a full sister to Fargo, and she went 85, didn't she, Julian?
Yeah, right. At 2 years, 1 day, she went 85 points, making a good record. And then Dave was telling me that she should gain a couple of points next time, and she's coming along really good. So, yeah, we've seen a few, so that's nice to see that his numbers reflect what we've seen out in the field.
For sure. And I got the tour last year or last summer with the Swiss Genetics group and saw a bunch of the Sugar High daughters and was really impressed by them as well. So anyway, moving on to the younger generation, we just got the Holstein USA Top 200 Genomic Young Bulls. So these bulls are bulls that do have a Siemens code. They are marked as genomic, so they do have semen in the marketplace. So I'm happy to report, looking at that, we got 5 bulls in the top 10 of the list. We got 13 of the top 50 bulls. And overall in the top 200, we have 37 of the top 200 bulls. So batting really good on the top end there. Those are the mating sires we like to use, and a lot of those are fast start bulls as well. One thing, when I look at the top 50 list, we had 13 bulls in there, and the one of our challenges always to give you guys enough diversity out there in the marketplace. When you look at those 13 bulls in that top 50 that are called CMEX home, we got 6 different sires. So they're not all dominated by one sire. So there's some nice diversity there. And even on the bottom side, I know I talked about Sheepster a lot. These bulls are represented by 8 different maternal grandsires. So high ranking bulls that do well and have a diverse pedigree. So I do want to mention, you're going to see and probably get a lot of questions about Beyond High Level. He's the #1 bull on this list and around the world. And unfortunately, he never did make good conventional semen. But due to technology, we were able to use him in the internal and external program and make the next generation from High Level. And some of his earliest sons will be being able to be marketed probably by April proofs. They're probably born in March, some of the early ones. And as Julian mentioned before, some of our next generation will do really well by him. We have 25 high-level sons that are over 3,500 GTPI, and 31 of his sons are over 1,000 net merit. So he'll be a big influence, although we'll never get to market him. If you look at a GTPI list, just stud code only, not semen available, the #1 bull I'm happy to report is Progenesis Time Traveler. He's a Fargo out of a Sheepster, bred by an internal program that's over 3,600 GTPI, and he's born in May, so we'll be waiting very patiently for our production group to get a semen out of him as quickly as possible so we can use him for the next generation. Looking at the net merit list, again, bulls with stud code. The number 22 bull is a bull called Progenesis Boogie Woogie. So Boogie Woogie is a fun name to say, but he's a highlighted son. He's a high-level son out of a dominance back to the Sandy Valley breeding. He's over 1,200 net merit. He's born at the end of March, so we're patiently awaiting to use him as for the next making sons for him in the internal external program. Also, our good friend Progenesis Watchman, he comes in at number 43 on the net merit list. And we got a lot of sons of him. So we used him heavily internally and actually externally as well. Today, he's got 3 sons that are over 1,200 net merit on the books and 11 over 1,100. So in 2026, we'll look forward to those early Watchman sons to come in. One thing that I do remind our team is sometimes when we look at net merit, our net merit probably looks different than our competitors. If we look at rankings, we do quite well. We do solidly well. We got 31 bulls that are over 1,100 net merit. But if you put some other things like type or production in there, we do extremely well. Those 31 bulls that we have over 1,100 net merit or over 1,250 for milk, they're pushing 200 on combined fat and protein. They're over half a point on type. And they're not too, they're about a -1 for DPR. So we look forward to upping our net merit side of our lineup next year with the influence of Watchman and Boogie Woogie. And I'll just put a plug in for the fast start bulls. As you look at that group, I think I mentioned it last time, if our customers aren't looking at fast start to make genetic gains in their herd, they really need to. We got 6 bulls that are available that are over 3,500 GTPI and 4 bulls over 1,000 net merit. So quite an impressive group there, deep pedigrees, full pedigrees, and high ranking. So that's kind of the update on the U.S. side of the border. Mike, you want to tell us a little bit how we did on the LPI side?
Yeah, I'll start with some proven success. I think Paul and Julian, I think a great day in the TPI system and another strong day on the LPI system, especially on both proven and genomic, really. From a proven standpoint, we had a newcomer to the list, a bull we've been watching, a bull bred by our internal program at Progenesis by the name of Pattern. Progenesis Pattern, he's a Zazzle from an 87-point Challenger, then an 86-point IMAX, and then a Rubicon that has had quite an influence on the Progenesis program and developed a lot of different bloodlines that are very influential within our program. Pattern debuts as the number 10 proven LPI sire. He took a nice jump over his parent average. He went up 73 points from his parent average and lands at 38.29 LPI, like I said, at the number 10 spot. So very comfortable in there. He's also a 32.11 on Pro Dollar. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at him. His economic traits are certainly going to be very positive. He's a bull, I think, that for our progressive and commercial dairymen, they're really going to like him for his 1,425 kilograms of milk, high on fat at 117 kilos of fat, 81 kilograms of protein. The way our dairymen are talking about the way they're going to be paid moving into the future, I think those components are certainly increasing in importance, but still need to maintain a solid level of production as well. So Pattern's certainly going to tick a lot of those boxes. To come along with that, he's 104 immunity. So yeah, he's just below that 105 mark, but certainly a strong number at 104. Doesn't lack on longevity at 106 for herd life, and an above average milking speed of 101. I think we all agree. We hear more and more about milking speed. It's certainly something we pay a lot of attention to weekly in our decision-making process. So to see a high-ranking proven bull come out at that, I think a solid debut for him. They're shallow uddered cows. They've got a little bit extra length in their teat, I think, which we can all appreciate. They're mediate to moderate in their size and stature, but these are well-balanced, everyday commercial producing cows. And he is the sire of Cookie Cutter Hadley, who was very popular for us in a lot of markets as well, as was Pattern. I mentioned him on a few of those international highlights. So we'll see his influence to come, not only as a proven sire, but through his sons as well. So certainly take a look at him as you digest the new proofs and look for new proven LPI sires. Another bull I wanted to touch on is a bull that took a big jump. He's probably the biggest jump in the top 100, and that's Cookie Cutter Larson. Larson went up a crazy amount of 260 LPI points. It's a crazy number. He went up from number 85 to number 18. I mean, he basically went from, you're hardly looking at him to a bull that you definitely have to consider now. He gained his points through his production and his conformation. He went up over 400 kilograms of milk. He went up 3 points in conformation. This was a bull that when we were looking at him in the summer, when he got on the radar, we really liked him. Nice dairy angular cows with really, really good udders, well attached, really silky quality to them with a great crease. They were cows we really liked, so we were a little disappointed and surprised to see where he landed in August. And I think where we see him come here now in December is far more fitting. Our local sales staff was just at a large herd this week. They walked the whole group. They had a group of 10 or 15 Larsons that were in the headlocks for the sales team to see, and they were really, really impressed with how they stood out in their herd and the improvement they were able to make with just using that one bull. His pedigree, sired by High Jump out of a Helix from a very good 87 Delta, 87 Latimer, and then a 94 Point Bookham. So a solid pedigree, an A2 sire with that kind of a jump. It is really impressive. If you look at bulls that are over 1,500 of milk and positive for all of the major conformation traits, conformation, feet and legs, mammary system, rump, he'd be the number one LPI sire if you put those filters on him. So certainly a bull that's going to create quite a bit of buzz and excitement. I think with his new standing, I think he'll gain a lot more of attention. I'm going to go off the tracks a little bit here from Proven, and I wanted to just touch real quick on a bull that didn't get a full proof, but I know some of our teams are talking about him and they are going to release him as Clanook Cracker. Cracker is sired by Mezzoforte out of a very good Renegade, then a very good Outlast, and then an excellent 91 Alta Spring. So Cracker, unfortunately, didn't get a production proof. He didn't quite meet the qualification of number of daughters over the 120 days, but he was close. But he did get a type proof and confirmation proof on his daughters that are scored with 59 daughters in his confirmation proof. He lands with a +8 confirmation, a solid number. His LPI, combined LPI with his parent average for production and type for confirmation lands him at a 39.15 today. So that's actually up from what his parent average was last week. He was previously a 37.52. He's now up to over 3,900. So a bull we're really, really watching into the future, looking forward to what his proof will be in April. So I know he's going to be returned to service in some markets on that split proof. So I think one that our sales team and our customers are definitely going to want to look at and watch him as we move forward into 2026 as a partially proven bull, but a bull with a great opportunity to make some success with. If I go back to the fully proven list and get back on track to what I'm supposed to be talking about, Progenesis Monteverdi is a bull we've talked about extensively on these calls. And Monteverdi, again, had another great day. And I think we'll lead into some other comments about what his true influence is going to be. But he's a Zazzle from a Positive, from a Magnus, from a Bombero. back to one of the original genomic cow families in Sully Planet, Manitoba. So a pedigree, I think, very well known to all of us in the industry. But Monteverdi went up 12 LPI points this time. He went from number 4 to the number 3 proven sire on the LPI system. He ranks well in multiple systems, including the TPI, still ranks quite well there. He's gonna be able to impact CMEX and our customers in a lot of different ways. He has 15 sons at CMEX, 11 maternal grandsires is where he's represented in pedigrees, 758 daughters in his production proof, 297 in his confirmation proof, and still to be going up as he's adding daughter numbers like that is pretty amazing. And I think Monteverdi, when we talk to anybody that's milking them, they're more than satisfied, more than happy with what he's done, going to do moving into the future. Certainly, when we say breeder satisfaction, he's ranking right at the top. But I think Monteverdi is not just going to impact through his own semen usage. I think we're going to see a great impact through his sons and maybe his grandsons. And Julien, I think that's where we kick off the genomic list, where we had a great day, is in Monteverdi's influence right at the top.
Great timing, Mike. You're right. Monteverdi's son, OCD Milan, is the highest genomic bull on the official list. That's what you call him, I guess, at 4137. He's always been high. He's been popular all the way through. His oldest daughters are a year old or something, maybe a little older than this. We've got sons in the system. How he got to be popular is through his high components. It was always like in the 4,000 range, now 4137 of LPI, sorry, and a 10 of confirmation, and especially at 13 on feet and legs. It's been popular all the way through the progressive dairies in Canada. One interesting fact, he's got 15 daughters over 4,000 LPI on the Canadian base, on the Canadian system. Best thing about it is 11 different prefixes are represented. So you got spread out, and he produced high-ranking LPI animals and herds that, to be honest, we hadn't heard that much because they were large dairies, progressive, that used them. So it's a good thing for bulls to keep his numbers, but to transmit them as consistently as he does is a big thing, and that's why he remains popular. We in our system at CMEX have 3 sons over 4,000 LPI that are double digits on type. So, as you said, Mike, his influence will last for quite some time. It's almost just getting started. Leading into it, number 2 bull in the breed on the official list of the genomic bulls is Progenesis Seamus P. He's the number 1 pole bull in the breed, so he's in Milan from his Zor. At a really high level, is well over 4,000 LPI. How he gets there, again, big time components. He's got 91 kilos of fat, 45 of protein, along with a plus 12 on confirmation. Now he's making semen. He's just getting started. He's just turning a year old. So expect to see him out in the market early next year, hopefully. We're probably going to use him for matings, not just for pole, but for elite eye component, eye confirmation LPI bulls for the next generation. Just going to split my LPI presentation in 2. I'm just going to finish with the ones related to Milan and that old family. So also brothers, Milan's full sister had a bunch of sons, and especially 2 OCD Monkey that ranks number 5. So he's a Zard son. And OCD Manny, that's number 7. So same family, producing high LPI at like Monkey, the Zard son, is 4,072, and along with the same high confirmation at 12. Manny's a River Dance. So both River Dance and Zard are Ranger's sons. So you see the similarity in the pedigrees here. So OCD Manny at 4,066 of LPI and 15 on confirmation. And both Monkey and Manny have full brothers that are almost just as high that will hit the market, or some of them are being marketed already. So just to complete the family within the top 10. And there's maybe one more Milan son I want to mention. Progenesis Klein is right behind at 4059 of LPI and 10 on confirmation. So these are all the higher LPI Iyer confirmation bull. So within the top 10, we have some bulls that are very different in their makeup and their pedigrees. Bulls that are maybe more versatile would rank higher in the U.S. as well, so maybe more complete, that are maybe more U.S. trendy, if you will. So overall, number 3 in the breed is Beyond Ure, is a Carlson from that Power Star from Highlighted, and Ure is at 4,077 of LPI and 6 on confirmation. Means a really high fat bull is plus 1.1 on fat. It's 148 kilos of fat. That's what gets him there. But nice along with this is 3537 TPI, so in 171 on type. So a bull that will be used most likely to make sons on both Canadian and the U.S. side. Paul mentioned eye level. Before Beyond eye level, his influence on the Canadian base will be felt just as well. Eye level would be number 4 right now, well over 4,000 LPI and 165 pounds of fat, one of the leader in the breed. Just to say here, eye level's got 13 son in our system over 4,000 LPI. So yes, his influence will be felt heavily here. And just to say, maybe Paul, you mentioned that his oldest son will turn a year old in April. So the highest one and the oldest one will be a year old in April or May. So expect them sometime early summer to hit the market. And a bull that didn't make the list because he's too young, but I might as well mention him. He would be right now in our system, overall number 1 LPI. He's a little younger, higher level son from a Pazel. His name is Progenesis Acacia. He's at 4210 of LPI. So really raising the bar higher level than we've ever seen before for eye level son, and still manages to be a confirmation. And the rest of them to complete the top 10, we got 4 more bulls, well over 4,000 LPI. Again, with very different pedigrees. Attaway Beyond Faithful at 4070 is an Enclave son. Beyond Ondu is a Nitrous son at 4,061. Another one from Attaway. It was co-bred Beyond Fitness. Sheepster from a Parsley at 4,060. And just to wrap it up, a bull that's just hitting the market, Progenesis Impulse, Sundance Sun at 4042. So don't want to take it too long, and I just stuck with the bulls over 4,000 LPI here. But another segment of our market that is really very important and popular at the high LPI bulls that do well on confirmation. And Mike, I think you have a few of those that are pretty exciting you want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, to segue from that, Julian, I mean, the top 11 genomic LPI sires, a great day, and a great day in the confirmation bulls as well. CMEX has the top 8 genomic confirmation bulls on the official listing. Coincidentally, all of them are sired by Progenesis Anahita, but 7 of those 8 do have different maternal grandsires. So we used Anahita quite heavily. I mean, how could you not, with what his genomic proof was at the time? He was the beat-all of end-all in the LPI market at that time, and we used him on a lot of different mating, on a lot of different dams, and which resulted just the way we'd hoped for. Anahita himself today sits at 3625 with a plus 15 confirmation, and people absolutely love these heifers. They're in the breeding pens or even older than that. The oldest Anahita heifers are April 2024, so we will see them to start calving in not too long. We could easily come back here after the holidays, Christmas and New Year's, and it won't be long. I'm sure we're going to be hearing about the first Anahitas to calve. So we would anticipate, hopefully by August of 2026, that we should have daughter information and a potential proof at that time. But we'll certainly keep an eye on him and be able to report more on Anahita through our marketing channels and into our April podcast, I'm sure, as well. But getting back to his sons, like I said, the top 8 genomic sires, all sired by Anahita. We have 2 that are tied for number 1 at plus 19. The first bull I'll touch on very quickly is Walnut Lawn Bright Star at plus 19, an Anahita from Lambda Bright at Walnut Lawn. Unfortunately, Bright Star will not ever make it to the market. He was not a a semen producer. As Paul mentioned earlier, due to the benefits of technology, we were able to make semen from him that we were able to use in IVF. So we will have some bulls or some sons come from him down the pipeline. So we will see his influence still come through there with that great maternal line that we've worked with extensively. But the other number one type bull is Benjo Lindenwright Mapache. And I should say that Mapache P. That's right. He is a polled sire. He's a red carrier sire. So there's a lot of different ways that we could go with this bull. Plus 19 for confirmation, 35.52 LPI. Like I said, he's sired by Anahita from a very good rider, then a very good Morand, an excellent Geordie, a Dorman, a very good Bradnick, and then an excellent Goldwyn. So a very, very strong pedigree, a great cow family, great breeders with a lot of history in the breed. And no surprise to see him come out with these numbers. He is released as of December 1st in Sex Semen. He is a Fast Start sire, so he is available through Fast Start on Sex Semen only. So feel free to reach out to your rep to see what the availability will be of him. It's early to get him released, but hard to hold him back with these kind of numbers. He's one of two bulls that's available today. That is plus 15 for confirmation, plus 15 for mammary system, and plus 10 for feet and legs. Like I said, he's red carrier and polled on top of that. So you can take him a lot of different directions. Doesn't give up on health traits either. 104 herd life, 103 immunity, 104 calf immunity, and 100 on calving ease and the calving ability trait. So a very, very complete sire, not just a high ranking type sire, polled red carrier, and then has some health traits to go with that as well. Moving down the list in the top rankings, there's three bulls tied at plus 18 in the number 3 spot, and that's the Walnut Lawn PG Love Story. He was on our list last time. An Anahita from a destination that goes back to the Laurie Sheiks, a cow family that Adam Zare and his family invested in many years ago. So very, very popular bull for us. Love Story. Looking forward to seeing what his calves will look like. Fepro Lagundo, an Anahita from an 88-point Parfect. His dam just went 88 points yesterday. At his breeders, not very far away from the office. I had a message from not from his breeders, but from her owner, from Daniel, sent me a message to say that she went 88 and he was really excited about her. So the FEPRO cow family is one that we've worked with quite heavily at CMEX. So great to see that dam score well and have her Anahita son be very popular as well. Sabiona Urus is an Anahita son from Europe that's housed at our Hungary facility out of a Lambda. A bull that we're very, very excited about and seeing what he can do as he hopefully hits the market before too long. Tied for the number 6 spot at plus 17 is Mystic Ahura from an A-Myth that goes back to, of course, Mystic Lambda Annis. And then Progenesis Pierre, an Anahita from a Bullseye, and Progenesis Artorias, an Anahita from an Action Man. So you see the variety of maternal grandsires I mentioned in there. Pretty exciting. Great numbers, great pedigrees in every one of them. I wasn't going to bore you with all those details. I know you're all looking them up yourselves and can find them. I think there's a lot to be excited about on the confirmation side. And looking into the future, we also have a bull that's even higher than them. When you look at all bulls of all age, we do have a bull at plus 20. So he would be the number 1 confirmation bull of all ages, Progenesis Axel. So watch for him in the future. Just a young guy. We need to get him in through isolation into stud and get him making semen in 2026. So a tremendous day on confirmation bulls, a great day on genomic LPI, but we also had a strong showing on the proven confirmation. There's some bulls that are pretty exciting, I think, in the breed, guys. Paul, you were just fortunate enough to be in Italy and you saw some daughters in a pretty important show over there do well by some of our proven bulls.
Yeah, it was a great a show at the Cremona International, they're calling it now, and they do a great job there. It's I would say they're getting to be the premier show in Europe with cattle mainly from Italy, but from other countries as well. And it's not easy for these breeders to get there. So hats off for all the time, effort, health testing to get there. It's not easy. One other bull that I just wanted to mention, kind of going on Anahita, Mike, is the Sabiona bull there. That's plus 20 as well. He's plus 20 on confirmation. I got to visit that herd before I got on my plane, but I'll put a plug in for him. I don't think he's got a name yet. He hasn't made it to Hungary yet, but he is one of the prettiest bulls I've seen in a long time. He's an Anahita. His mother is a Destination, that's very good, 86, a very wet dairy cow, and then backed by a lambda. And our good friends at Sabiona there had a great day at the show. They had some really nice young cows, and one of the more exciting young cows that they had was a Harris daughter, Mantinoff Harris, who is a bull that unfortunately doesn't have a lot of semen floating around, but whatever's out there, I'm sure will get scarfed up quickly. But he comes in as the number one confirmation proven bull in Canada plus 18. And that's no surprise to anybody that knows the family. So he's a lambda out of an 87-point tattoo. And then his next dam, Hannah V-Ray, excellent 96, who showed extremely well in Europe. I think she was the reserve champion at Swiss Expo one time, and her full sister several years before that was also the European champion. So comes from Mantinoff, great cow family there, deep cow family, and he's plus 18 for confirmation and making an outstanding 94% or better good plus. So exciting to see him. And Sabiona had a young cow that was second in her class, just fresh in the junior two, and was best udder. Julien, you're going to touch on, there's a couple other bulls that have been making quite a buzz this fall in North America and around the globe as well. And actually in that class, this Harris was, first place was sired by a bull called Have No Fear.
Yeah. And we've, just coming off the Royal and Madison and other shows, I think we've been questioned about Have No Fear more than, just as much as some other bulls, but as the other one I'm going to talk about, if we put them together between Have No Fear and Dropbox, they're the most popular bulls in the, more than the show circuit, the type enthusiastic breeders, so just to circle back to Have No Fear, he only added his first few daughters to his proof. They had 34 for confirmation, went up. He's almost 3 points on type and 2.33 on udders. But the thing is, he's 1,100, almost 1,200 of milk. You'd never see that combination ever. If you look, if your ring bull's over 1,000 of milk, Have No Fear would be by a mile the highest type bull in the breed, for sure. So he'll keep adding daughters, but I think, I'll say the same about Dropbox. He's past looking at his numbers. It's good to see that confirmation that he's as good as we thought. But now breeders are looking at the daughters they've seen, the ones they've milked. They're so spectacular. Their mammary system, especially the ones we've seen this fall. He had 3 in the top 10 at Madison in the milk and yearling. He had the winning milk and yearling at the Royal. So just wait till you see the ones that come out of the population, as we see more coming through. I think even in the heifer class in Cremona with Paul, it was heifer that was reserve champion, I believe. So, and I don't think they're meant to be show heifers. They'll make cows because their mammaries is certainly what's the most exciting part about it. And for modern day show cows, they milk. They have chrome to their udders. So he'll have a long, I would say, proven career and will be extremely popular for years to come. And
Hey, Julien, not to butt in, but
yes,
his dam is she's ready to calve again, right? This spring?
well, no, she just went up a point. I think she went 95.
Okay.
And she's pregnant. She's due again next spring. Who knows how high she's going to score? Maybe she'll match what her full sister did.
That's right.
Yeah. Extremely potent cow. There's 3 other bulls in that cow family we have in the system. So very exciting about Have No Fear. I couldn't see anything else, anything more. And Dropbox, again, we talked about him in the summer. He was just starting to add daughters to his proof. And I was saying that some of his numbers should go up after what we had seen, and they did. He now has 263 daughters in his type proof. And I don't think I've heard of as many very good 88 2-year-olds out of one bull within a couple of months. I think there was one every other day that was scoring 88. And that is no small feat. There's not too many of those in the breed normally. I think he's really confirmed what we thought he was going to do. He's almost 2 points on udders. His foot and leg composite is twice as high as it used to be. So we thought they were better legged than his early proofs. And he's now 1.3 on foot and leg. So really complete for type, but certainly the shape of their udders, the quality of udders, the median suspensory, the length of their frame, the drop to their rump, the slope to the rump they have, along with the right kind of DPR. I don't know what else to say, because I mean, everybody's got some milking or seen some. Everybody's got their own opinion, but I think the future looks really good. I think they're nice 2-year-olds, and I was even surprised, to be honest with you, to see that many scoring this high that early. I thought they were going to be more like slow maturing cows, so can't wait to see them young cows calving the second time. If they do anything like the maternal side of the pedigree do, I mean, I think we're in for a treat. They'll be phenomenal cows in second and third calves. So yeah, he's been popular in many countries, and I think it'll still will be. You guys have seen just as many as I have. You pictured some. Paul, weren't you at Genosource here recently and pictured a group of both? I have no fear
Yeah,
in
we're
our buds.
excited. I was just there the week before proofs, and we pictured a whole bunch of them. They're milking a bunch of them there, and they're high scoring young cows. Both of them are, and we look forward to getting those pictures back. So as quickly as we can get them to you, to Mike. So I did check on that, and we're hopefully getting them this week. So
Yeah, no, and PO pictured some for us in Quebec yesterday. He sent me some video of them last night or this morning, and yeah, they look like great rear-uddered cows. I mean, they're have no fears everywhere. They're popping up in commercial herds and high type herds. He was used extensively, and we hear more and more about drop boxes here locally as well. So a pair of exciting bulls. Certainly you know, to wrap up, it was a great proof week, I'd say.
I guess there's no better way to say it than it was a great proof week. Well, thank
Yeah.
you all for joining us. It was a great 45 minutes. I learned a lot and there's a lot of information. So hopefully everybody can take a little bit of time and take it all in and do a little bit of their own research as well. But it's been great.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
thank you. Happy holidays.